Welcome to the Dad and Cole Football Patrol.
Yeah, that's right, guys. What's going on? I am Dad.
And I'm Cole.
So, Cole, week 1 of the NFL preseason. And, buddy, do we know anything really more about any of these teams than we thought we would have before?
No.
Right? So, dude, do you even like preseason football? Let me ask you that first and foremost.
No.
You know, tell me why.
Because they don't have all the starters. But, like, Michael Bennett was playing for the Eagles.
Yeah, he actually, so let's let everyone know. You and I basically last night, which was Thursday night last night, there was a lot of games across the league. You and I really focused our attention on the Eagles games. We're in the Philly area. We're Eagles fans, so that was the game in our market we got to watch. We watched the first half before I had to get you put into bed after that because it's getting a little bit late in the night.
Kind of a bad first half for the Eagles.
Yeah, not that great of a first half, but the one thing that I think we both really enjoyed watching
was Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, Dallas Goedert was awesome. I mean, he looks like a big Zach Ertz. He can get down the field. It looks like he runs great routes, real natural catching the ball. Any other takeaways you had from that game at all?
Well, Nate Sudfeld stinked. He threw like 2 interceptions.
Yeah, but you know what? He did. I agree with you. He had some really bad plays. But what I will give him credit for is he battled. Like, he didn't allow it to just have him collapse into like a mental breakdown. He came back out. He fought. And he even had that one beautiful long touchdown pass down the field as well.
To Gibson.
Yeah, so I think if Nate Sudfeld is the worst of our problems as Eagles fans, we're probably doing okay, right? Yeah, so like you, though, I'm like a mixed bag of emotions when it comes to the preseason. I'm so excited that football is back, so I love that we get to watch actual game action. But I'm also like, oh, man, part of me is just like pained in watching guys that are never going to make the team, just watching like sloppiness and not really ever getting a true sense of what a team's going to be from preseason. So I'm chomping at the bit to get to the real stuff. But there is some unfortunate news and some other news we'll get into as well, making its way around the NFL. A big injury, unfortunately, called Darius Geis from the Washington Redskins, torn ACL. What do you think this does to the Redskins team?
Well, they still have Rob Kelly, but not as good as him.
Yeah, well, that's interesting, right? Rob Kelly, and is it Perine? I'm probably butchering that name right. So those are the two guys that are probably going to battle for that position, with Chris Thompson still sticking in his role, which is like the third down receiving specialty guy. But,
or maybe just throw the whole time of the season.
Or just go back to Alex Smith throwing the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's a heartbreaker for Redskins fans. You invest a high draft pick in Geis. You have high hopes for really establishing the running game. He's going to be lost for the year. Another young rookie from the Indianapolis Colts, a wide receiver, Deon Cain. I can't claim to know much about the guy. But
I don't either.
Yeah, but anytime I hear about a rookie getting hurt and being lost for the season, I feel bad for the organization. I especially feel bad for the kid themselves. So all the best to you both for a speedy recovery.
So there's some people that are holding out.
Yeah, so Cole, that's the other bit of news. Anytime, typically early around this time of a season, there's going to be some key holdouts, guys that are wanting new contracts, wanting more money.
Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's right. So those are the 3 big ones you just named, Cole. Mack, Donald, and Earl Thomas. So I'll ask you, for each of those 3 respective teams that don't have one of their big star players showing up and practicing and going through summer camp with their teams, which one do you think is missing their player the most? Which team?
I think Aaron Donald with the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, he might be one of the more impactful guys. I agree with you there. But I think that the Rams
can close. I would do like Earl Thomas or Aaron Donald.
Yeah, see, I actually think, though, that the bigger loss and the bigger potential headache for the organization is Khalil Mack with the Raiders, because Mack is like a real cornerstone young player on that team.
I don't know that much about him.
Yeah, that's okay. But the other reason I was going to say is this is John Gruden's first year coaching. So anytime you're trying to establish your locker room, establish the leaders in your team, build your brand of football and identity with a team, to have like your key guy like Mack not be there, to be one of those foundational guys, I think that's a bigger impact. I believe the Rams have been through this once already with Donald. Might even have been just last season. So I think they might be used to this shtick a little bit. And then for Earl Thomas, I just think that the Seahawks are just losing guys left. Right. They've lost a ton of guys in the offseason. They seem to be a little bit of in a rebuilding mode anyway. So while that's a key pivotal guy. Go ahead.
You still have Bobby Wagner on your team. And like Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, no, exactly. So you're calling out some great leaders on that team. And I think Wagner probably is now the heart and soul of that defense. So, again, I think for the Raiders, it's a bigger hit.
Did you hear Dez Bryant's going to go meet with the Browns again?
Yeah, so Cole, this is something you and I talked about on a show a few episodes back, and it sounds like the rumor mill's coming around full circle. Let me ask you this. Do you think that the Browns being interested in Dez Bryant, is that bad news for Josh Gordon potentially? Do you think they're worried that Gordon may not be coming back anytime soon, or do you think they're just looking to add more talent to the team?
Well, you still have, like, Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, and he's their key receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? This is just like a move to add another veteran?
I think they're just now, like, I think they're just coming in to see, like, what talent he has. And then, like, if, like, they'll do a competition between him and Jarvis Landry, and whoever wins, they get to stay.
Yeah, so I think you're making a good point. They want to kind of see like what he has left, so they're going to bring him in. It'll probably be a team-friendly deal, meaning they're not going to invest a ton of guaranteed money on him, and they're going to see what he has left. Let him go out there and compete, like you said, against the other guys that are there. I'm pretty sure that Landry has his spot locked down on the roster, but for some other depth guys, he might be good competition to bring Dez in and see what he has left. I don't know. I'm skeptical of him having much left in the tank, but I don't think it can hurt if the Browns can do it on a team-friendly deal.
Hey, Dad, did you know that that Dak Prescott's go-to wide receiver was Cole Beasley?
Yeah, so there was an interview going around this week where Dak was asked about, Witten and Dez Bryant departing and not being there, who's going to be like his go-to guy. And I think to the surprise of some, he said Cole Beasley. So, Cole, I'll ask you this. Is Cole Beasley like a go-to number one type of receiver in your mind?
Well, kind of, because of the name.
So you're in the camp of supporting him because you guys share a first name? Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess that's reason enough. So, look, I think in fairness to Dak, he was thinking more in the terms of like his go-to security blanket whenever he's trouble. They signed Allen Hurns, correct?
Uh-huh.
So they have Allen Hurns in there from Jacksonville. But I think he was really speaking about Cole's ability to make like a big third down, to kind of work the middle of the field and be there to make a play. But if Dak is leaning on Cole to be like his go-to guy, like I don't see much like explosiveness or like down the field stuff coming out of Beasley. So I think they're going to have to look a little bit further beyond Cole Beasley to get like a real go-to guy in the true sense of what I believe a go-to receiver to be. So I don't know. It's an interesting.
Just run the ball all day with Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, yeah, I think no matter what, you're right about that. They're going to have to ground and pound all day with Zeke. But at some point, defenses can put 8-9 guys in the box and dare you to throw. It'll be curious to see if they're able to do that. So, hey, guys, we want to hear from you. Like Cole and I said, we were watching the Eagles and the Steelers last night. So what preseason week 1 game were you watching Thursday night last night? Who were making big plays in that game? Who was a disappointment in that game? Any key injuries that we didn't...
Yep. If you are watching the Ravens and the Rams... Ravens crushed the Rams.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't even talk about this. Lamar Jackson, I think, what did he have? 4 scoring drives? He led the Ravens
and also he also ran his own touchdown in.
That's right, too. So, yeah, Jackson had a good showing. I think Saquon Barkley had, a 39-yard run on his first run ever for the Giants. That's pretty cool. Baker Mayfield, I think, tossed a touchdown. But, guys, let us know. What team and game were you focused on? Please comment with the highlights in that game. What else would we love people to do, Cole?
Subscribe.
Yeah, guys.
And comment.
Yeah, please do hit subscribe. We would love to count on you as active members of our NFL football family. So hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with the content we're going to be doing all throughout the season. What else, man? That's it. Hey, thanks for watching the video, guys. See ya.